This is the AMYET S8 dual motor AWD electric bike. When you first see this bike, what really stands out is how rugged and heavy duty it looks. The frame is hefty, built from high carbon steel, and it definitely gives off some serious motorcycle vibes. The 20-inch fat tires are super chunky at 4 inches wide, making the whole bike look ready for anything: snow, sand, gravel, or rough city streets. When I got my first look at the S8, I honestly felt a little intimidated, partly because of its size and that powerful, almost moped-like style. From my experience, the S8 is a lot more than just looks. Key features for me start right at the heart of the bike. It's got two 1,000-watt electric motors, meaning both the front and rear wheels are powered. If you're new to e-bikes, dual motors don't just give you more power. It means you've actually got all-wheel drive, like having a 4x4 truck, but in bike form. You can even choose to ride with just one motor or both, depending on how much torque or battery life you want to save. And let me tell you, when you switch to dual motor, you absolutely feel the boost. It's like the bike just jumps forward. For speed, the S8 can hit around 33 miles per hour, which is really fast for an e-bike, and more than enough for city commuting or weekend trail rides. I took it out on some local trails with a few hills and loose gravel, and the acceleration was impressive. There was a moment when I switched from single to dual motor, and the kick I got surprised me. Almost like riding a small motorcycle rather than a regular bike. The battery is another feature that stands out. The AMYET S8 uses a 48-volt 25Ah large capacity battery, which in simple terms means you get more distance per charge. AMYET says you can get up to 75 miles if you're careful with pedal assist and stick to mostly flat roads. Obviously, if you're always on dual motors at high power, you'll get less. But from my experience, even with spirited riding, the range stayed impressive. What's super convenient is that the battery is removable and locks in with a key, so I could just take it out to charge in my apartment, which is a huge plus for anyone worried about theft or not wanting to drag the bike through tight hallways. The full suspension system on this bike is a big deal for comfort. Up front, there's a lockable suspension fork, and in the back, there's a rear shock, which makes a huge difference if you ride on bumpy trails or cracked city roads. Before trying the S8, I used to think suspension on e-bikes was just extra weight, but after riding this one, I honestly wouldn't go back. Potholes and curbs felt less jolting, which really helps if you want to use the bike daily or for longer trips. Braking is solid too. The S8 uses hydraulic disc brakes front and rear, which might sound complicated if you're new, but all it means is smoother, easier stopping with less effort from your hands. Wet roads and fast stops are less scary thanks to how responsive the brakes are. I tried a few hard stops just to see how it would handle, especially going downhill, and it felt really stable and safe, which, in my opinion, is crucial if you're new to heavy e-bikes. I really appreciate the smart LCD display in the center cockpit. It gives you speed, battery level, pedal assist setting, and how far you've gone in clear numbers. There's also a USB port to charge your phone, which feels really thoughtful. If you're like me, using your phone for navigation or music, this saves you from having a dead battery on your ride. The headlight and taillight are another step above basic, with the headlight being big and bright enough for city night rides, and the rear light even has turn signals, which honestly makes riding in traffic feel safer. At about 95 pounds, this bike is no lightweight. I had a few concerns at first, mostly about whether I could even carry it up my porch steps by myself. It's heavy, no doubt, but once you're riding, the weight translates to a surprisingly stable feel. It doesn't wobble, even when going fast or taking tight turns. It's not something I'd want to haul upstairs every night, though, so I'd recommend it more if you have a garage or somewhere secure to park. The battery itself is also a bit heavy to lug around, but the trade-off is that huge capacity and range, so for me, it's worth it. Assembly took me about 45 minutes, and I'll admit I was a bit nervous since I'm not a pro mechanic. The bike came about 95% assembled, but I still needed to put on the pedals, handlebars, front wheel, and headlights. All the tools were included, and the manual was clear enough that I didn't run into any big problems. If you're not comfortable with bike assembly, you may want to have a shop check it over before your first ride. But I appreciated that the essentials were already in place. Riding with the twist throttle took a little getting used to. If you've never ridden a motorcycle or scooter, this style might feel unfamiliar at first. With the S8, I found I can swap out for a thumb throttle if I buy one, which I might do if I end up owning this bike long term. The handlebars are adjustable, so you can tweak them to your own comfort, but I did find them set a little high for me out of the box. After a couple rides, though, it felt more natural. Key features that keep standing out to me. The fat tires are awesome on sand and grass, honestly better than any traditional mountain bike tire I've tried. Having actual passenger pegs out back means it's possible to take a friend for a short ride, and the long comfy seat gives lots of space to move around. For anyone new to e-bikes, pedal assist is a mode where the bike helps you pedal without taking over completely. It's great for getting some exercise or saving battery life while still making hills super easy. I've tested the S8 in a bunch of situations. It handled city streets, rough trails, and even some wet grass after a rain. The dual motor setup means you can keep moving even if one wheel starts to slip. That's something you'll appreciate if you ever have to ride over loose or muddy ground. A couple things might not fit every rider, though. The weight of the whole bike means it isn't ideal for people who need to carry their bike up and down stairs regularly. The battery is large, which is great for range, but does make things a bit clunky to remove. The assembly does require some basic tools and mechanical skills. So if you've never built a bike before, just know it's more involved than unboxing a regular bicycle. In my opinion, the AMYET S8 is perfect for anybody who wants a powerful, rugged, and versatile electric bike for real adventures, daily commuting, or just rolling around the neighborhood in style. It's a standout option if you want true all-wheel drive and don't want to worry about range. If you're looking for something you can easily carry up flights of stairs, it probably isn't the best fit. But for everything else, it's a blast to ride. From my experience, I'd recommend this for riders who want more than just a city bike. Whether that's to head off-road, climb hills without breaking a sweat, or simply have the flexibility to ride wherever you want without worrying about getting stuck. The stability, power, and range make it a mix of fun and practical. In conclusion, the AMYET S8 dual-motor AWD electric bike for adults impressed me with its strength, real off-road ability, and long-lasting battery. It's not the lightest or cheapest e-bike out there, but if you're searching for something that feels as close to a small electric motorcycle as you can get, as a regular rider, the S8 is worth a look. The little things, like a useful display, USB charging, real headlights, and a big comfy seat, push it over the edge for me as not just a weekend toy, but a serious transportation choice. Please check the comments section for detailed information about the AMYET S8 dual-motor AWD electric bike for adults. Thank you for watching.